Failure. It's a word that stings, isn't it? A word that echoes in the quiet corners of your mind long after the world has stopped watching. We all fear it. We all try to avoid it, and we deny it when it happens. But here's a secret. Failure quietly shapes us more than success ever could. Success decorates your story, but failure defines it. Every single person who has ever risen beyond an ordinary life has first knelt in the dust of defeat. Think about it. All the great names we admire, Edison, Lincoln, Steve Jobs, J.K. Rowling, Walt Disney, they all faced devastating failures before success finally smiled at them. But they didn't treat failure as a wall. They saw it as a mirror, a reflection of what needed to change, what needed to grow, and what needed to transform inside them. Failure is not a punishment. It's preparation. When you fail, life isn't telling you, you can't do it. It's whispering, you're not ready yet. It's that tiny word yet that matters. Because inside that word lives all of your potential, all of your power, and all of your future victories. The people who rise after failure understand that pain isn't the signal to stop. It's the signal to begin again, but this time, smarter. We live in an age where success looks deceptively easy. Social media shows us the trophies but hides the grueling training. You see someone buying a luxury car, but you don't see the sleepless nights they spent behind that steering wheel. You see a YouTuber with millions of subscribers, but not the 1,000 silent videos that never reached anyone. You see an athlete standing on the podium, but you miss the injuries, the painkillers, and the tears that got them there. We're in a culture that worships results, but forgets the roots. And that's exactly why so many people quit early. They compare their chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. But failure doesn't compare. Failure teaches. It doesn't flatter you with praise. It carves you with pain. It doesn't make you feel comfortable. It makes you grow uncomfortable, because comfort has never created a warrior. Every setback is a silent invitation to rise higher than you were before. You see, the moment you stop fearing failure is the moment you truly start living. Because the fear of failure doesn't protect you, it imprisons you. Let me tell you a story about two painters. Both were equally talented, and both dreamed of fame. The first painter, Amir, was cautious. He wanted everything to be absolutely perfect before he showed his work to the world. He would sketch, erase, redo, and then hide his work again and again. The second painter, Rahim, wasn't afraid to fail. He displayed his imperfect paintings in the local market. He accepted criticism, and he just kept improving. A year passed. Amir still had nothing to show for his efforts, only sketches buried in his studio. Rahim, on the other hand, had painted over 100 canvases. Some were ugly, some were brilliant, but every single one of them taught him something valuable. When the big art festival came, Rahim's paintings sold out. Amir stood in the crowd, realizing a painful truth. His fear of failure had killed his chance at success. You see, success doesn't belong to the most talented. It belongs to the most courageous, the ones who dare to fail, to fall, to be judged, and still get back up and continue. There's a secret about failure that schools rarely teach and books rarely mention. Failure educates you in a way that success never can. When you fail, you're forced to confront your weaknesses. You see exactly where you lack discipline, skill, or strategy. You learn humility, patience, and resilience. Success, on the other hand, can make you blind. It can feed your ego until you forget what made you start in the first place. The truth is, success doesn't build character. Failure does. It breaks the illusion that you're invincible. It teaches you empathy for others who fall. It replaces pride with purpose. That's why the people who've fallen the hardest often rise the highest, because they understand both the depth of loss and the incredible strength of recovery. But let's be real. Failure doesn't just test your skills, it tests your soul. There's the heartbreak, the deafening silence after a dream collapses, the long nights where you question your worth, your direction, your entire existence. It's a storm that can leave you feeling broken, wondering if it's even worth trying again. But here's the beautiful paradox. Those moments, those painful, dark nights, are exactly where transformation begins. Every tear you shed is a seed of strength. Every doubt you overcome is proof of your growth. It's in the silence after failure that your true voice begins to whisper. You start asking, "What did I learn?" instead of, "Why me?" And that one simple question changes absolutely everything. When life knocks you down, it gives you two choices: stay down or stand up again. That tiny word, again, is the birthplace of champions. It's what turned Thomas Edison's 999 failed experiments into the light bulb. It's what turned J.K. Rowling's countless rejections into the magic of Harry Potter. It's what turns ordinary people into extraordinary legends. Every again you choose adds strength to your soul. Every retry builds invisible muscles of persistence. Success doesn't require genius. It requires the courage to try one more time. And what about the pain? Pain is not your enemy. It's your power source. When you feel pain, it means your heart still cares. It means your dream still matters. Most people run away from pain, but winners walk right through it. They know that diamonds are created under intense pressure, not in comfort. So when life hurts, don't just survive it. Use it. Channel your pain into practice. Turn your disappointment into determination. Because behind every ounce of pain, there is power waiting to be discovered. There was a young runner named Ayan. He dreamed of becoming a national champion. Every morning, he woke up before sunrise, training relentlessly. But during his first championship race, he fell halfway through, scraping his knees and finishing dead last. The crowd pitied him. His dream, he thought, was over. That night, Ayan cried. He wanted to quit. But then his coach told him something profound. Winners aren't the ones who never fall. They're the ones who never stay fallen. Something changed in him that night. The very next morning he ran again, with bleeding knees and burning lungs. He wasn't running for medals anymore. He was running for himself. Years later, he became the national champion. And in his victory speech, he said, "My success was born the day I failed, because that's when I learned how to rise." That is the essence of turning failure into power. Think about this. Seeds don't grow in the sunlight. They grow in the darkness of the soil. In the same way, your failures are the dark, fertile soil where your strength takes root. It's not pretty. It's messy. It can be lonely. But that's where true transformation happens. You can't skip the darkness and expect the bloom. You can't run from the struggle and expect to find strength. So when life places you in a dark season, don't panic. That's not burial. It's planting. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. So, what is the real definition of success? It isn't the applause, the fame, or the money. It's the quiet confidence that says, "I didn't give up." It's being able to look in the mirror and know you did your best, even when no one was watching. It's choosing integrity over shortcuts, effort over excuses, and persistence over pity. When you learn to find peace in your progress, not just in perfection, you'll realize you've already succeeded. Because true success isn't about reaching the top, it's about refusing to stay at the bottom. In the end, failure is not a curse. It's a compass. It doesn't show you what you can't do. It shows you exactly where you need to grow. Every successful person you admire carries a map filled with mistakes, wrong turns, and heartbreaks. But they all used those detours to find their true path. The day you stop seeing failure as an ending and start seeing it as training, that's the day you become unstoppable. So don't hide your scars. They are proof that you fought. Don't run from failure. Run through it, because inside every fall lies the foundation for your rise. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is the path that leads to it. Thank you so much for watching. If this message resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more content. I'll see you in the next one.